Welcome back to another episode of Adoptions from the Heart TV. I'm your host, Amanda Aliberti. Today we're going to be sitting down with Sierra, who made an adoption plan back in December of 2016, and she's going to get into a little bit of her experience when she signed the paperwork that terminated her parental rights and what that time period felt like. So Sierra, tell me a little bit about, being at the hospital. You're about to actually sign the termination of parental rights and what that felt like.
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was terrifying because this was me, in my mind, it was me saying, wow, this is really not going to be my son on paper, legally. Mm-hmm. But honestly, that helped me, like, hey, he's still my son. Mm-hmm. It's just not on paper, which helped me through that. But it was very overwhelming just because this was me saying, he's the son of his family instead of this is my son, I'm doing this all by myself. Right. And I'm pretty sure I cried on those papers. I'm pretty sure. However, I thought about it, and thankfully you guys are awesome because you guys are like, there's time if you ever want to change your mind. Mm-hmm. You can, and you guys made that very apparent throughout even the entire hospital visit.
Many people don't realize that every state has a certain time period that you have to change your mind. Mm-hmm. It's called a revocation period. Here in Delaware, it's 14 days. Mm-hmm. So you signed your paperwork, I believe it was day 2 or day 3 after the baby was born, and then you had 14 days to change your mind. How did you feel during those 14 days?
Horrible. Because I had a tough time at home. I lived with my mom at the time, and she was trying to get me to take my son back. Okay. And that was rough because in my mind I knew that I could, but I also knew that I shouldn't. Mm-hmm. And that's what kept me going, because I knew if I had brought him home with me, it would have just been a lot worse than where he is now or where he was at the time. And also I had formed such an amazing bond with his family. I couldn't think about taking it away from them because they were at the hospital with me. So they were there when he was born, and it was a lot of bonding that happened there, and I think of them as my family. It was at that time we bonded. Right. It was so strong, and I was like, I can't hurt them too. And then take my son and put him in this bad situation, I wouldn't want to do that to him either. Yeah. So that kept me strong through that, but it was still really hard. Like, I cried about it every day. Amanda, I called you and I had to meet you at the library.
Yeah, I remember.
Because I was like, I don't know what I'm about to do, and I don't want to make the wrong choice. But you told me what you did was right. If you feel it in your heart, that's what you want to do, then you do it. Like, you still gave me, even though I told you, hey, I think I'm not gonna do the right thing, you're like, you know what you need to do. Yeah. And that helped me, like, because you didn't pressure me. You were like, really think about it. Is this what you want to do? Yeah,
I always say it's your heart playing against your head, right? So your heart is going to always say, I don't want to let go. I changed my mind, because that's your child. You love your child. Yes. But you have to remember what your brain is telling you of what is reality like. What do you know is the best decision for your child? And it's a matter of which one wins.
And that is a rough fight. I will tell you that. But I did go through that fight. It was a war. But, you really have to think about it in terms of your child. Like, not even you. Don't think about, it's you yourself. It's the life of a baby in your hands that you're thinking about right now. And I did not want to bring my son back and struggling with me, and I was living with my mom and somebody else, and I have a 4-year-old daughter. Well, she was 2 at the time, and it was too much, and I didn't want to take from her, but also not give him what he deserved. Right. So it was a lot, and ultimately I was like, this is the best option I could have done for my son. So I kept true to my word.
And do you have any regrets?
Nah, not at all. I just wish I did not run away when they took him. But I mean, everybody, like I said, everybody has their own journey. It's different for everybody, but I don't regret any of it. I would do it again. Because he's so happy now, and it's amazing.
Good. Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.